Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. New is in this gospel, God left them to standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, wherever it may be. This is just a real quick lesson through the Spirit. I did a lesson on this earlier, but Esau, he completely shut off the sound of the video. And I know he did it because I double checked to make sure that the video had sound. When I shut the video down, I went back and I listened to it and I was able to hear myself. So that's how I know that he's messing with the channels, man. And I was just going into how the RTD TV by this guy by the name of, he called himself Mike. He's basically a financial analyst from RDTV, goes into economic ups and downs and so forth. And I'm not going to play the video this time because I did it under Fair Use Act and they still cut the sound to the point when I went back to my screen recorder or when I went to my photos to try to re-upload the video, it even had the mic muted from the original video itself. So I'm thinking like maybe I forgot to hit the record button, not the record, but the sound button. I'm like, that's impossible because I know, you know, it's red when you do the screen recording. So I'm just like, what the hell? So that's Satan, man. And that was a damn good video, edifying. But, you know, hey, you got to strike while the spirit is hot. So it wasn't really in my spirit to play his video again because I'm not sure if they flagged it. But basically, he was going into how they're going to sell these cryptocurrencies and how pretty much through global economic crisis that we're currently facing now through the spirit, we're seeing that this thing unfold. So my opinion in that, and you know, I added my 2 cents to this video, and I was basically stating that they was going to sell these systems, the CBDC or the central bank digital currency. They were going to sell it under the state of emergency because, I mean, let's be honest, the average person, they will revolt when they realize what type of tyranny that this is. Because as I mentioned in the previous video, the CBD systems are going to tie into the MOTB. Okay. And I made a specific statement that the MOTB or the CBC is going to be tamed within the MOTB and not the other way around, because it's been a popular thing coming out that the MOTB is the CBDCs and vice versa. But the reality of it is the chip will contain everything that the CBDCs, which is a central bank digital currency, which they're going to offer the people under dictatorship means, man. And that's pretty much what I was going into. So like I said, I didn't want to replay the video because I feel like they flagged it. You know, Esau, he's cracking down on the internet, and that was no coincidence that the last video I did was revolving around those particular issues of them shutting the internet down. The only thing I made mention was that they're going to promote the CBDC. Okay, and I went into a couple of precepts here. Revelation 13, Revelation 14, went into Job, the 20th chapter. And I believe it was another scripture I went into. And, you know, like I said, the video, in my opinion, was highly edifying. But, you know, too good to be true, right? You can't capture that same spirit that you caught on to put out the last show. It's just never the same, you know. So, Lord's will, you know, we get the point. Revelation 13, and I'm going to start at verses 15. It says, and he gave power, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. Okay. Now, this beast system, the image of the beast is that of the ancient Roman Empire. As we know that the pagan, well, not the pagan Roman Empire, but the ancient Roman Empire, okay, which was spearheaded through Esau, Edom. You had Claudius Caesar, Tiberius, you had Domitian Caesar, you had Nerva, which Nerva was a Jake. Okay, you had, what was this guy's name? Nero, you know, and then just a few other Caesars, Claudius, you know, and those are just a few other men that was of the ancient Roman Empire. But yet this system that we're in now models that empire because you have a Senate, you have a state, you have what they call political systems. Okay, you have a voting system. Also, you have a monarch, okay, which in the ancient Roman Empire, you had monarchs, which basically the monarchy goes until the 1% rule. Okay, and when you have here today, you have a global elite. Okay, that runs, we call them the 1%. They pretty much spearheads everything and they dictate the laws and the finances to the people. Okay, and this is what we went into. Okay, so this system completely models the ancient Roman Empire, which is the image. Okay, you had military state, you had what they call the people's rule, a so-called democratic state, and this is what you see. And it says here, he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And when you go into killed, it goes into physically being put to death or being outed or being ostracized. Okay, because to the point they can't have people that's going to negate the new world order. You know, they may have a thing, oh, hey, yeah, if you don't want to integrate in society, then hey, go ahead, live off the grid. But eventually they're going to come hunting for those people because they know that they don't want people to oppose their dictatorship. Okay, which this is nothing but a dictatorship disguised as a democracy, man. Okay, and what Mike was basically going into is how they're selling it to people. And I broke down how they were using celebrities. They were using these this technology. They was using these particular things, you know, the what is this smart app shit, this Google, this Apple, like they got something just called Apple Plus Pro, I believe, when it's basically like this headset that enters you into like a metaverse. It's like you're immersed in this alternate reality while not losing touch of the real or the physical reality. And this is all being marketed under these global systems and these digital systems to basically commend your money, man. Okay, because everything that you do now is being tracked. You know, and they can't seem to deal with the tangible currency, which is the US dollar, because you can't track purchases with that. Okay, now going back into the island of Jekyll Island in 1913 with the establishment of the Federal Reserve, basically they knew that this was going to be a dictatorship of fiat currency and how they was going to coerce people into, you know, bowing down to this micro C-hip, because technically the dollar has been in collapse mode or free fall mode since they took it off the gold standard back in the 70s, which is during, I believe, the Nixon administration. Okay, so this is the result of it, as currencies usually bottom out like after 100 years or so. So we're at the end of the U.S. currency as far as physical legal tender, but now they want to digitize everything. All right, and it says here, and he have caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads. Okay, and this is going into the RFID chip. So I made a sudden statement that the CBDC won't necessarily be the mark of the beast, but the CBDCs will be contained in the MOTB. And I say that because it's more than just a chip. Okay, they're gonna link you up into an actual system. Okay, that's why this is this beast structure. It's multi-dimensional, you know, like a fortress, so to speak. You go into a fortress, you may be able to destroy one half of the fortress, but you're still gonna have a part of it that's operable. And this is what we're seeing. So it's not gonna be an overnight collapse, but we've been in a collapse for decades, man. Okay, even going back into 2008, 2009, the housing crisis, you know, with the subprime lending, we call them predatory loans. We've been in a free fall since then because they have a term what they call kick the can down the road until it hits the wall. And right now we're at the point that they cannot really continue to raise the debt ceiling. And this is why these other nations are rushing to get their reserves out of the US dollar, because they know that once the dollar collapses, it's going to directly affect their economies. It's going to affect their global trade, and it's going to, you know, it's going to pretty much allow America to reign supreme and to still dictate all these particular, how can I say it? It's going to allow America to dictate trade over the free world. Okay, and this is what you're seeing happening in the Middle East. And it says, and he causes both all small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, and this is what it's leading to. And this is why the guy was basically going into how they're going to sell this to people. All right, and they are selling it to people. And people are going to opt in it because they ain't going to have no choice but to opt into it. You know, it's like a digital social security card. You can't get a job without having a social security number. So this is going to be basically your digital social security ticket. Have your doctor's notes. You're going to have your doctor's information, your medical information. You're going to have your phone. You're going to have your contacts. It's going to have your tax number, man, your state ID, your driver's license, whatever you could think of. it will be contained in this digital wallet. Hence the reason why they're setting up smart cities. Okay, what they want to do, they want to cast everybody into a system, a credit-based system, which we're already in a credit-based system, but a social credit-based system. When, for instance, if I may have 500 tokens a month I can spend, I'm only going to be subjected to that. Versus when I have US dollars, I can go buy a 75-inch TV, and yet they can't track the purchase. Though they can track the money because you have serial numbers on the money. That way they can determine how many dollars they have in circulation. But overall, they can't trace any purchases back to me. And this is the reason why they want to set up a digital system so they can track everything. You know, because in their mind said, okay, well, you ain't going to spend $1,500 on no TV and you're not going to spend $5,000 on a car. You're only allotted 300 credits or tokens a month. Okay, and that's barely enough to pay your rent. Shit. Jake is paying in the thousands for rent. You know what I'm saying? And yet alone being subjected to 500 tokens a month. How you going to pay your rent? Especially when inflation is not going to decrease. But they're going to give you all these promises under this digital system. And this is how they're selling it to you. All right. I got a couple more precepts. I'm not going to be too thorough in this. It's straightforward. The big part was being able to play the video and being able to kind of land back on what he said. But I don't want to take the risk of putting his video back on and they're muting it, because I mean they completely muted the video. Usually when they do that, I can go back in and I can recover the sound by recording over the video, which I did, but they didn't even give me the option to do it. And who knows, it could have something to do with this new update, you know, because I'm noticing that they're sending out these updates like close in between. You know, with these new phones, they used to give you an update like once every so often, but now I'm getting an update like every other month, it seems. You know, so it may have offset something, but I was kind of aggravated. I was contemplating whether I wanted to do a lesson or not, if the spirit was going to hit me again. Because like I said, the first video I did, you know, I felt like that was very edifying, you know, and in my opinion, it's better than the one I'm doing now. But hey, you know, point remains the same. You know, it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, so this is the book of Job 5, and I'm going to start at verses 12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands could not perform their enterprise, okay? And their enterprise is nothing more but the New World Order. You see, the global elite, and this is what they want to do, and this is what basically he was going into, this guy here. It says, James Wallace, Vice President of Central Bank Engagements, Ripple, okay? And it goes into financial inclusion, selling the public on CBDCs in 2024, which you got Fed now that's already up and running. So I'm thinking Fed now is probably like some mediator or some type of app-based program to filter everything through. And then the digital currency itself will come in the form, or eventually in the form, of that micro C-HIP. Okay, you've had resources out there that was stating that the CBDC is the MOTB. It's going to be something that you can actually put in your hand. And that can be very well true. We just have to say, I mean, we just have to wait and see. But from what I'm saying, I'm thinking that this is going to go in top of the micro C-HIP, because the micro C-HIP is just going to be more than just something you can pay to buy with. Okay, it's going to have all your identity on there. It's going to basically be your digital identity or your digital footprint in the New World Order. And this is what the elite want. Okay, you know, they want to have control over everything. And it reads here. And it says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. It says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong, and the counsel is the New World Order. Okay? And it says, and they meet with darkness in the daytime, and then grope in the noonday as in the night. Okay? And this is complete darkness. Because the people, for one thing, they will revolt against it, but when they realize that there's going to be a link to your food, to your job, you know, to you doing things a certain way, then people are going to start to really like, okay, they're going to kind of comply with it. Okay, like they say, hey, once you control the food and the resources, you control the people. And Esau knows that, man. You see? And it says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. Okay? So, another precept, go from here to the book of Job, the 20th chapter. Verses 20 and 4 says, knowest thou this not of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Right, because the Lord is getting ready to get this dude out of here. Okay, he's not going be successful with this new world order, as we're already in the stages of it. Okay, when it comes to the point that he wants to micro-see the elect, that's when Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is going to rain down judgment on him, man. Okay, because you 2/3, hey, you're going to get caught up in the sweep, you know, because you're not taking heed into the men of the Lord. Okay, the Lord has set up prophets to foretell this thing. And the crazy part about it is we're doing lessons week in and week out about this topic. Okay, we're going out to the streets weekly. Jake is putting out sometimes 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 shows a day, going into the different prophecies and the breakdowns as to what's befall Babylon in the immediate future. And yet Jake is still fanning a hand at it. So to hell with him. And it says that the triumph of the wicked is short and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reaching into the clouds, yet he should perish forever like his own dung. And they which have seen him should say, where is he? Okay, because he's going to be broken down. He's going to be taken out of the earth. Okay, he's not going to come back after some 1,000-year reign in slavery and then decides to come back and take us over in our power. Okay, that's nowhere in the scriptures, man. You can't find a scripture that solidify that point that you're making. And I'm referring to Nathaniel 7, as the brother called him Satan. Okay, because Nate is a demon. All right, let's face it, he's a demon. You know. But anyway, it says he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he should be chased away as the vision in the night. But also the eye which saw him should see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him, right? Because like I mentioned, he's going to be taken out of the earth, man. Okay, he's going to be to the point he's going to get broken down in slavery, and then he's going to be eviscerated, you know. But anyway, going down the verses, 10, it says his children shall seek to please the poor, and all his hands shall restore their goods, right? Because we're going to get that restitution back. It says his bones are full of sins of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Because when you look at this video, and I'm going to type it in the description, that way you brothers can see what I'm talking about. But when you look at this video, basically they're trying to sell this as a good thing. You know, they're not telling you the nefarious deed behind it. They're not telling you that this is the ultimate form of slavery. Okay, this is digital slavery, when they're going to be able to dictate and impede and infringe on your rights, man. And that's what this is all about. You know, and you Americans, man, hey, you ain't going to do nothing about it because you love bread and circus too much. And you're too docile about the Frankenstein foods that they've been pumping in us within the last 50, 60, 70 years, man. It's to the point, man, you can't even go get a hamburger without it being some genetically modified meat, you know? But, and it says here, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned, and is the gall of ass within him. And he swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again, and the Most High shall cast them out of his belly, right? Because, hey, we're going to get, like I said, they're going to build our kingdom, and they're going to run all that. But the ultimate price he has to pay is him being in captivity, man, because there's no amount of restitution he can pay back financially outside himself. Okay, we want them. Okay, he's more profitable, you know, having him in captivity than the riches we're going to get. Okay, because we're going to generate wealth in the kingdom. That's just a given. Okay, so even if once he vomits these riches and, you know, everything he's stolen from us, our heritage, the fact that he's not even telling us who we are. And he's not, and if he's doing it, he's not doing it voluntarily. Okay, we had to find out through the Most High giving us the Holy Spirit to dig these things up. He's not voluntarily telling us we're Israelites. Okay, you literally got to corner this guy. And that's exactly what the internet did. Put Esau into a corner, you know. But it says here, it says he shall suck up the poison of the asps, and the viper's tongue shall slay him. And he shall not see the rivers, the floods, and the brooks of honey and butter, which is his new world order, which he's planned the Most High. But that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. Okay, and that's the thing. He labored for this global new world order, okay, under false dealings. But yet, hey, he's going to be the one that's in captivity at the end of the day, because he's not going to be allowed to chip the elect. Okay, and this is what this monetary system is all about. Engage you in a system that's seek to enslave you. And the crazy part about it is that seems like that's the only hope for the people. Because when people don't have digital banknotes and so forth, and they can't withdraw cash from the ATM, what are they going to do? They're going to comply because they're used to this buttered down lifestyle. Okay, and this is why you have all the bank runs. The banks are closing, because they want to get everything under one particular umbrella of control, man. Okay, they don't need Five National. They don't need Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase Bank. When you have a national central bank that's able to deal with all these transactions, so to speak. They don't need these small mom and pop banks anymore, man. Okay, and that's just another way of locking your money into a system and getting you on edge so they can provide you with the bait in which it really sells itself. And it's really not even a sales pitch. It's really, if you want to be technically honest, it's really a passive aggressively coercion. He's passively aggressively including you in this. He's just basically selling the perks to you, but this is what it's going to be. But overall, you really don't have no choice. Because if he was truly, how can I say, if he was truly conscious of your so-called rights and your freedoms, he would give you an option and say, well, if you want to deal with cash, then you can continue to deal. So you don't have to opt into this. As a matter of fact, we'll pay the debt down so the price of goods and interest rates don't be so high. But is he doing that? No. He's allowing his shit to crash right into the iceberg, man. Because he know you people are going to try to get on a lifeboat. And he's going to have the ticket for you to get on. Fortunately, most of you you're gonna drown in the water. But it says here, that which he labored for shall he restore and shall not swallow it down. But according to his substance shall the restitution be. And he has a lot. He has the world. And he should not rejoice therein, because he got to pay that back. Because he had oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he violently taketh away a house which he builded not. Surely he should not feel quietness in his belly, and he should not save that which he desired. And there should be none of his meat left, and therefore should no man look for his goods. And in the fullness of his sufficiency, he should be in straits, and he's getting ready to be in straits, man. Okay, because if you see how sloppy this New World Order, you see how many, they're literally being exposed Monday from Wednesday, and yet they're still juggernauting through shit, man. Writing bogus policies, man. Blaming particular events on other nations. Like earlier, man, I was looking up, they blamed that attack on Nord 1 and 2 on Ukraine. When Biden basically told you he was going to destroy this shit, but he still put the blame on somebody else. And you got stupid idiots out there that's going to eat that up. Like you got demons or you got clowns over here that really believe that the Nueve Uno it was really hijacked by some goddamn Arabs, man. You people are crazy, and this is why the Americans are in the predicament they in. They believe any damn thing. But it says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High should cast the fear of his wrath upon him and should rain it upon him while he is eating, man. Okay, and that's that New World Order. That's what this guy Mario, I think his name is Mario or something like that. Or Mike, I forgot. It starts with an M. But basically, that's what he's going into, and he knows about the Israelites. We may mention to him in a video. I think at a point in time, I think somebody may have gotten on the comment board and said a few things. So he knows about us, man. And I believe he knows he's an Israelite, but he's still adopted to that Christian ideology, which, hey, bro, you better come out of that, man. All right, you better come out of that, and you better come out of that fast. Because the Lord is not dealing with that Christianity madness. Okay, that's folly and that's madness. And the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not with that stupidity. So if you have any type of ears, wise as you are as a financial analyst, you better pray to the Most High to give you some understanding on what the men of the Lord is telling you, and repent and come into the fact that you're an Israelite and do the work, man. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, hey, you already know end game for you, bro. But anyway, this is the book of Job 15, and I'm going to start at verses 31. It says here, matter of fact, let's start at 30. It says, he should not depart out of darkness, and the flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth he should go away. But let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity should be his recompense. It should be accomplished before his time, and his branch should not be green. And we're seeing it. Okay, he's literally not going to flourish. Though it appears he's winning, but he's not winning because, hey, Esau is literally getting ready to lose his mind. Okay, he's getting ready to come down with great wrath, and he's getting ready to just go on a massive murder campaign because he knows that the Lord is getting ready to punch his ticket. It says that he should shake off his unripe grape as the vine and should cast off his flower as the olive. For the congregation of hypocrites should be desolate, and fire should consume the tabernacles of bribery, and they conceive mischief and they bring forth vanity, and they belly prepare deceit, man. And this is what this whole selling on the public CBDCs is all about. So, hey, in 2024, may Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai bring the micro C-hip. Hey, may the Lord come and deliver us soon. And with that, shalom. Lord's will you will edify it to the next lesson. Shalom.